Ich gehöre längst nicht mehr zur Welt der Sterblichen. Ich fürchte hier nichts und niemanden. Willst du wissen, wer ich bin? Ich bin Vegeta!
Hello guys, it's Shaco came back here once again. And I used to title the video. Why does Takamura Mamaru take long trips? Why does he go on trips? Because arguably it's a question that no one has really asked at all. Now sure, I've came up with my own explanation of, it's quite simple. It's quite easy. You know, George Morikawa just wanted... Morikawa needs a reason to take Takamura off screen because you can't have too much Takamura. Because if you think about it, like, ever since like Ippo became like, ever since Ippo has become Japanese champion, you don't really get it. I don't know. It was ever since Takamura's first title fight is when the whole trip thing started. Like shortly after that, and especially after the whole David Eagle fight. But it's around that period of time where Takamura just go on long trips, just leaves, just go somewhere else entirely, and he leaves for a few chapters. You have a great return, and that's pretty much the usual thing. It's not like we haven't seen like a few chapters without the great Takamura. Of course, we've seen that before. That's the first time we haven't had Takamura on screen. But especially recently, you see like we have at least an entire 30 chapters without seeing Takamura at all. Just be gone. He'll just be gone for 30 chapters. Gone. He'll come back, and he'll leave again. And come back. And not every time Takamura comes back there's like a major fight that's going to happen. Not every time, but most of the time, like aside from having a fight, Takamura always leaves. He always goes somewhere else. On which, from a story perspective, you can come up with your own reasons for that. I do find it odd how Takamura has had kind of less relevance over the years. Yeah, when you truly think about it, Takamura really have less relevance. It's not like he don't get his proper story time, but especially ever since he fought David Eagle. I say around that's when it truly starts. Takamura disappeared and came back, but it didn't truly start until he fought David Eagle, where he would just leave, going on like a long trip, like a very long trip. He meet up with Nakota, has some fun time with Nakota, but he just leaves, comes back, leaves, comes back, leaves, comes back, and he just leave and come back. And that'll pretty much be the exact cycle, but you can say whatever story reason that George Morikawa don't add him. You can say that maybe he's a boring character. You can say that maybe that you just can't have Takamura there all the time. You can't have jokes all the time. Cause it's not like you can't have a serious moment with Takamura. So, but it's less of a question of why do the trips happens and more of a question of why he go on trips this period. But from a personal perspective, you can argue that Takamura is a very lonely person, and that Takamura really doesn't. Now, sure, that's a quick. What do you mean he has nobody? He got Ippo, he got Yoki, he got Kimura, he got Izagake. You even have the recent Tay Kutaro. What are you talking about? What do you mean he doesn't really have nobody? As you look at it, you step away from the gym, right? You take out Kurogawa and everybody else, right? Takamura really don't have anybody. Which is why he considers the gym his home. This is why he considers the gym like where pretty much he goes, pretty much where he lives. Pretty much that's what he does. Because outside of that, who does Takamura have? Does somebody say he got his real family? Yeah, his real family. Now y'all can say whatever you want. Maybe I'm crazy, right? I could easily be crazy, but that entire incident that happened with Keith Dragon was done on purpose. So you gonna tell me for a marketing firm, right? You gonna be a part of a marketing firm, right? You're gonna use your big brother to market Takamura's the youngest brother. You're gonna use your big brother to market this brand new sports line. You're gonna do this and that. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be great, right? How you do that? And the way you're gonna market this is you're gonna create a suit that surprisingly malfunctions, falls apart, and just embarrasses Takamura in front of everybody. His great interest for his world title match is ruined. And he just get upshot by Keith. By the time the embarrassment subsides, Keith Dragon's already in the ring. He's already enjoying this live entertainment. And it makes you wonder, why? Why would they just do this? I feel like a fool. But why would they do that? And I personally believe that Takamura family hates him. Now, like I said, say, oh, they care, this and that. I personally believe that Takamura family hates him. I really do. Because that entire embarrassment thing pretty much happened for no real reason. For no reason at all. There was no need for that to actually happen the way it did. Especially the fact that under the guise of, oh, we're going to use it for marketing. And it's sad that it's gotten to the point where Takamura doesn't even do anything about it. He just, oh, it's just, like, we never see the reaction of his family or anybody after that. It's just, oh, we just go back to your regularly scheduled programming and act like nothing really happened. It is the whole situation with his brother before the incident. Tried to protect his brother's pride. And what did he get for it? He's thrown out of the family. Wow. That's some great family you got there, buddy. You got some great family there. You don't usually throw your child out to the streets like that. And then you got another question. Is Takamura's mother even alive? If you think about it, at least you get some type of update from the mother. But as far as from the brother stands, the brother just said something, oh, the father will let you back in the family and that's it. So I'm not saying his mother's dead. I'm pretty sure we're going to eventually see his mother eventually. But I don't know why. Because it's rather that she's just like the father and the siblings. Or she's not talking or contacting Takamura at all. Which either way would be sad. Unless the father's not allowing her to, because the whole disown thing, and she'd be disowned as well. Because also another thing you look at Takamura. And he makes like millions. I guess you could say you can make like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yeah. Especially as the arenas keep going up. You can say he makes roughly thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars per fight, right? You can say that, right? And he has all this money. And you expect that, a guy like Takamura, he does show up with the fancy suit every once in a while. But you expect after 5 to 6 years, no, more than that, even like 24, 26, at least 8 years, you will expect at a certain point, it's time for me to move out the apartment. And I don't need a massive place, alright? I expect it's time to move out the apartment and give me something better. No. He's just been in the exact same place. Ever since. The exact same. For the past 8 years straight. And he got an entire closet just full of junk. Now, it's not like Takamura needs a lot. But it's been 8 years and you haven't done anything? Maybe it's just me. But you would expect after a certain point that he would at least try to do something. At least try to get a better place. At least attempt to. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. He get all this money, he don't really do nothing really. He get paid. Even Ippo had like what, a few $1,000s for prize money, and that was just against Borg. So Takamura gotta be making more than that. Doesn't do anything with it. And you can always get maybe one of the reasons Takamura going on one of his great trips because he's depressed or just wants some space to himself. That could quite possibly be. Yeah. Cause you really look at it, look into the mind of Takamura. Been pretty bad relationships. Boxing is pretty much the only thing he really have in his boxing family. But besides from that, outside of all those type of things, Takamura really don't have anybody. It's just 100% the Takamura show, and that's it. I paused because I heard something. And I don't know. It could just be a nonsense question that doesn't really mean anything. And I doubt this whole thing would have any actual effect on Takamura's mental state or anything like that. It's not like a Ricardo Martinez. Just at this point, you could actually lose it. That's enough. That's the whole second video. But in this case, what does Takamura go on long trips? What does Takamura do this and that? And I don't really have an answer for that. I wish I can sit here and say, oh, he does it for this and this, but I do believe that the family situation is a part of the reason. And the fact that he really doesn't have anybody is a part of the reason as well. Sure, he sees Ippo as a brother, of course. He sees Kurogama as a father, of course. But you can see those guys at the gym all day, every day. So it's like we don't know what the coach house look like at all. We just argue. We can question if the coach even have a house. Because we see nothing about it. I'm sure you can say the same thing about, oh, we don't know nothing about Shinoda or something like that. But this is like not a Shinoda type situation. This is like some major characters. But I don't know. It could be a decompression trip. Cause last time, like, that's another thing. Like, you expect he was going on these trips. He's going to go see the world. He just toured the country and just come back and that's it. That's all he does. He just toured the entire country and just leaves and that's it. And he's done it now like twice. And what, like the second time he brought back that squid. That squid that's been sitting there for at least 20 years. Out there like send those grandmothers out there poisoning people. She's a domestic terrorist. She's gonna kill somebody. He's like, Grandma, you actually sold that to somebody? Yeah. Wow, Granny. You don't even care about somebody's health. You just want the money. Some good times, But overall, it could be a lot of things. You could say that his family's a part of it because that's also another thing, right? Takamura's brother did offer him back to the family so he could take over a role and leave this whole boxing thing behind. But we don't really know what happened behind the scenes or why the brother never did follow up with the whole offer. Well, like Takamura supposed to come to him and ask him about it. Not sure, obviously Takamura was going to take the deal, of course, but it's odd how it's never mentioned or followed up on how Takamura didn't accept his brother's plea or help. Or like with the recent Bison fight, they didn't show up. There was nowhere to be found. Or the fight with the goat or duck or Mickey Mouse or all these other characters, like there was nowhere to be around for like chapters upon chapters, but nah. I'm pretty sure they showed up to him. It's sure, you can say that, oh, Takamura had a good relationship with his brother and his sister. His sister is condescending. Oh, she don't want to date with you? We can always find you something else. Something quick, we can always pay her. Wow. Talk about being shallow. Maybe it's just me, but jeez. It's supposed to be better than this. You just can't pay off a woman. You can't pay off Yamaguchi. That's not how this works. No, you can't pay off Yamaguchi. Let's go. Or we can always find somebody else. Wow. That's how you... Man. You realize that Takamura's entire family is extremely shallow. All of them. Now some might say, oh, we can give the benefit of the doubt to the mother. Until I see evidence, she's going to be put on a neutral category. But overall, I don't know what else to say, really. I really don't know what else to say, besides from... Aside from... As far as I know, there's no real reason why. We can sum it up to a list of problems, saying he's depressed and maybe he's sad, or maybe he's this and that, or maybe he just needs some time to decompress. Maybe he just wants some alone time. And then if that was the case, he went to go see Nakoda without any problems. So, just didn't want to see the coach. I doubt it's that. So, why go on these long trips for days upon time? Just don't say anything. Really, a lot in between Takamura's fight, we don't see him at all. It's like he's not existent. Like he's not even there. And like I said, especially in recent chapter where he's just gone. He's pretty much just gone and not existent. Even now, when's the last time we've seen Takamura? When the last time, no. Hey, we haven't seen Takamura like a good few chapters. It's been a long while. It's been a long while since we've seen him. So it's just... I'm trying to remember the last major event. Yeah. The last, like, major event that happened. The last one. And look, I'm a little rusty. I'm a little rusty at this. I don't know how. But yeah. It went straight into the whole my fight. Yeah. That's what happened. We're getting an update on the Mishima and everybody else like that. And Seno hand got healed, and then it went to the whole my versus Hoshi. Yeah, that's what happened after Keith Dragon fight. Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, we haven't seen Takamura at all. Now I think, yeah. Huh. Interesting. I never did think about it now. Wow, that's... Yeah. It has been a few chapters, haven't it? And I do find it funny at all times now Vork show up now. Of course Vork show up now. Of course. And then we're going to get a Wally and Vork fight back to back. Hopefully we get some Takamura commentary. But overall, I just thought it was an interesting subject to bring up. Because not really too many people want to delve into the psyche of Takamura. Takamura has changed from his earlier sexual assault in days. To a certain degree, besides when it comes to smacking up Aoki. Or Kimura sadly gets the hand of death. Besides from that, it's just he has matured a lot since those early days. To a certain degree, of course, but he has matured a lot. So, I was just gonna have like throughout the entire shit. There's not a lot of proof to why Takamura go on the trips. Like he did go on that one trip where Yamaguchi judo flipped him outside the therapist window. And, like, does Takamura pay for this, or does Yamaguchi gotta pay for it every time? Just sees Takamura. Who's paying for this stuff? It's every time. Control yourself, animal. Control yourself. Control yourself. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been me shop. Hope you guys like and enjoyed the video. I am a little rusty these days. A little rusty. But I'll get back to it. I get back to it. But overall, you guys' thoughts and opinion. What do you believe Takamura go on these long, grandiose trips for these long periods of time and just show back up like nothing happened? It is just a depression problem, it's an emotional thing, it's something to wind down as a calming, or is it something more deeper and much more complex? Maybe it has something to do with his family. Maybe it has something to do that he really doesn't have anybody. Maybe potentially in the future Yamaguchi, but there's maybe it is, maybe it's not. Who knows? But the Mishiba fight, yeah, that's something still around the corner. And why do I call him Mishiba instead of Mashiba? I don't know. It's similar to how I used to call Samamura Sawanada. I don't know how. I don't know why I act like I couldn't pronounce the Mora part. I legit asked myself, I was like, wait, I kept calling him Sawanada, and somehow that led to me creating a character actually called Sawanada in Electrolyte. It was just like the main story of like Salmon and everything like that. Comment, subscribe, and let me get guys' thoughts and opinions on why Takamura go on these long trips all the time. Because it is quite random when he does it. You can usually stays after a fight, but even then, even with the whole story, we don't see him for at least like a good 30 chapters, 20 to 30 chapters. And maybe get a cameo here and there and just vanish. Just going. So, who knows? Maybe Shark King for the last time, hopefully. And like, comment, subscribe, and peace.